Where's everything? No. Damn it. Yeah, that was all automated, baby. All right, dirtbags, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast. We've been gone for a while. So what happens when your father-in-law dies? But don't you worry, we're back, baby. And this week, we needed a feel-good film, so we watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, directed by Steven Spielberg. You did. You told me to rehearse. Directed by Steven Spielberg, screenplay by Lawrence Kasdan, story by George Lucas and Philip Kaufman, produced by Frank Marshall, cinematography by Douglas Slocombe, edited by Michael Kahn, music by John Williams, the John Williams. Production company was Lucasfilm Limited, distributed by Paramount Pictures with a release date of June 12th, 1981, and a runtime of 115 minutes. Raiders of the Lost Ark had a budget of $20 million and had a worldwide box office of $367 million and a total estimated domestic video sales of $1.1 million. Raiders of the Lost Ark is sitting with a 96% fresh rating on the Tomato Meter with 91 reviews and a 96% audience score with 250,000 reviews. On Metacritic, it's sitting with an average score of 85 from critics and a user score of 8.9, but the only people who opinions matter is ours. And we have 10 minutes of spoiler-free to talk about Steven Spielberg's film starting now.
This is an adventure movie.
I'll be honest, I've thought I've seen this. I have not.
Oh, really?
I think I've watched the second one like 4 times, and I think this is my first time.
So I'm pretty sure I've seen this movie twice. I don't think I've seen the second one though. And the third one I've seen like 3 times.
I knew I seen nothing, but I knew like certain like aspects of it. So I was like, okay, that's what this reference is from. That's what this is from.
Yeah, this movie is a gosh darn classic. I'm gonna keep it PG so that we don't get struck. It is a gosh darn classic though. Holy crap. So good.
In all 2023.
Yeah, it's self-love by not getting struck by YouTube all 2023.
100%. I really like how he has like the 2 iconic looks though. Like, cause I feel like you look at his Indiana and then you look at, well, I mean, he's both Indiana Jones, but like his professor look.
His Dr. Jones look and his Indy look. Those are the 2. Yeah.
And they're so good. Like, and they're both like iconic, which is kind of crazy because it's one character. But like when you look at both, you like know.
I love how much of a nerd this dude is. He's a filthy nerd, and he gets so hot and bothered when he starts talking about archaeology. He's like, "Oh man, they found it, bro!" And he like looks at his colleague, and he's like, "Can you believe they found it, dude?" And these other 2 are just like, "What the hell are they talking about? What is going on here?"
From like and the next second, he's a stud.
And look, we're gonna get horny later in the spoilers, all right? We're going to give ourselves 10 minutes because let me tell you, Harrison Ford is a gosh darn stud in this movie.
How old is he in this movie?
I'll look it up because I was curious, but all I know is that he is straight stud muffin.
Because this movie date, like, it takes place like, what, 1923, I think it said?
39 is when it takes place. My man is a Chicago native. I didn't know that. Harrison Ford was born in 1942 in Chicago, Illinois. That's dope.
He was like 40 when he did this movie. Right?
No.
30?
What?
You said he was born 19 what?
He was 30, or he would have been 38 when they filmed it.
Okay.
Because it aired in
Holy
81.
fuck.
Eric!
Oh, my man.
We were doing so good.
I'm glad it's you.
So
I'm sorry, that just blew my mind.
39 in this movie, and when he was, so they made 3 of these movies, and then Crystal Skull was made like 20 years later, 30 years maybe. He still fit in the Indiana Jones outfit from the 3rd movie. 40 years later in Crystal Skull, the outfit still fit him perfectly.
I mean, he's the same size even though he's old. He's smaller now, but he never got bigger.
No, I would be more worried that he was like fatter, but it's crazy that the dude remained in stud shape at 80 years old or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, it's crazy. like because I've never seen Star Wars, and then I've actually seen like the prequels, like, but I've also never seen like Indiana Jones. So like when I see people that are like 40 and up that are just like, oh, Harrison Ford, this and that, and I'm like, oh, I don't get it. But then you see this movie, and you're like, oh, I get it. I understand where that came from.
And he's
I
more.
thought he's in his 20s.
I thought he was in his
In this
20s
Yeah,
movie.
he
too.
looks good. He's in his prime, honestly.
I don't know. Clearly, he was in his prime 20 years before. I
Yeah.
couldn't even
I mean, he's been in
imagine.
his prime for 40 years.
Yeah, he's been in his prime for 80 years. It looks like.
Now I'm scared to see the next movie, man.
Yeah.
But he's more charming in this than he is in Star Wars. But he's still like a charming dude in Star Wars.
I like him in this more so than I like anything I've ever seen him in. Like, because I've also seen him a lot older and
Even
stuff.
in like
and
the one where he's the president or whatever.
what is it called? Air Force Down or something like
I'm
that?
looking
Or
at
Air
it right
Force
now.
One.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
just think this character, like, especially because it's kind of like complex. Like, you have like literally he's playing like two characters almost.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's really cool. I mean, the dude is just a fantastic actor when he wants to be.
Mhm.
Like, you could really see where he phones it in, especially like the sequel series for Star Wars. Like, he's just out there getting a damn check. But like in
Yeah,
this, where he's like, I love being this character, he just
Mhm.
acts his damn heart out. He's just doing
Because
it.
like him and like Bruce Willis, I feel the same about. Where I'm like, I don't see all the hype, but then you watch the early work and you're like, okay, get it. Like when they were in the beginning and they were really like they loved acting.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying he doesn't anymore, but it does seem like he's kind of just a grizzly old man now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have like that charming aspect to him. They just have him kind of play angry all the time nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall in this one, I thought he was complex. Like you got the funny, you got the serious. It was lighthearted. He's a character that is like, even though you're following him, he's a good character. He makes some like I guess human decisions where you're like, oh wait, I don't agree with that. Like, so he's not perfect, which I like.
But I would argue they're so perfectly calculated that it doesn't matter if you disagree with it morally. It is so perfectly calculated that you're like, my dude was right. How could I doubt him?
Yeah,
he clearly
like,
knows more than I do. I should have never
You can
doubted him.
understand, yeah, where he's coming from, but like on a moral level, like you said, it's like questionable.
But I only think it's because we're not intelligent enough to have thought it out.
I think there's a couple times where he just was like a selfish person.
No,
and
he's.
whatever happens.
I think he's working throughout the entire film in an altruistic way. Because, I mean, other than the fact that, you could argue that it's morally corrupt to steal these artifacts from countries that are poorer than you and put them in your own museum.
Mhm.
But it's the 40s, so we're going to let that slide because they're not
Yeah.
morally there yet. Everything else, I think he's thinking about everything else. If he was just thinking about himself, he wouldn't have done some of the things to risk his life to save other people.
Yeah, but I think that's as the movie goes. I think early on it's a little more selfish, and he learns and I don't even have an issue with the artifact things because, like, as you see as the movie unfolds, he does generally care about the history behind it, and
Yeah.
he does want it for better reasons other than like the way the Germans want the artifacts for.
Well, fuck the Germans, first off.
Yeah, well, they're Nazis.
Since Eric broke the seal. Yeah.
We all get one.
I guess so. One in the pre-spoilers.
Yeah.
What the hell was I gonna say? Eric, say something. Vamp.
Vamp. I'm vamping here.
Oh wait, Eric, you're muted. You muted yourself. I definitely can't hear you.
I can't hear him either.
Oh no. All right. Oh,
Oh,
my
no.
god. Eric, you figure it
Oh,
out
no.
while we vamp.
Vamp.
I think his version of a Bond girl I'm in love with. She is
Oh, she's
absolutely
fantastic.
fantastic. Her acting
For
is
sure.
fantastic. Her character is so cool. Even though she's like the prototypical manic pixie dream girl and like other I'm not like other girls girl. It seems a little bit more believable, just like given her circumstances with her dad and stuff like that. And I thought
And
she
you-
was super
based on-
compelling.
Yeah, based on the environment she grew up in, it's more believable.
Mhm.
Because in a lot of those senses, they're just your traditional girl next door.
Yeah.
Her, she's lived a little more of a rugged life, so you can understand. Even the way we're first introduced to her, she's not your stereotypical girl next door.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah, she drank that man under the table, man.
And that was a big dude that she drank under the table.
No way she was like tossing him onto the on the side.
Well, Alex was like, "It's juice. She's not drinking liquor. There's no way." And I was like, "Nah, she hitting them boys. There ain't no way she's drinking juice."
I can see that until later on in the movie. Then you realize, like, oh no, she's about that life.
Yeah, oh yeah. She doesn't drink
I mean,
anybody.
she
under
owns
the
a
table.
bar.
Yeah, she owns a bar in Tibet or wherever the hell they're at.
Yeah.
I was gonna say earlier that even though like I've never seen this movie, like just the Indiana Jones character, he's so like he's so famous, right?
Yeah, it's iconic.
Yeah, he's iconic.
It's that I was like, this is a good time. Like we said, this is a good film movie.
Yeah, I don't think even when the characters are in danger, I don't think, for me anyways, I was never like, oh man, they're just gonna kill Marion. This is kind of wild as hell that they're gonna do this. It's like very obviously a children's movie. I feel like.
I mean, I legit thought Marion was got.
So the only
I was like, where'd she go?
yeah, well, I love that they didn't explain it. He was just like,
Yeah.
oh, you must have been in a different truck. Like what?
Yeah.
I saw her in that truck. Bro.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
literally.
I rewinded it because I was like, what did I just miss?
And also, like, it's actually kind of brutal, like all the blood splatters and stuff, and like,
Well, he takes licks. I didn't expect him to take so many licks.
My man literally gets shot. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like-
in
Yeah.
his shoulder. And I looked at that and I was like, oh, wow. Like, and also reminds me of Die Hard, too, in that sense. Because I'm like, this is almost like an everyday man getting wrecked by these people. Like,
Yeah.
you expect him almost to be invincible. And I think that's what helps, though, because you feel like he could be in danger and he could die.
Yeah.
he's a grounded character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely cool seeing the guy who like the movies that this movie is based off of. Those guys, I'm pretty sure, were just invincible. Like
Yeah.
I didn't have the timer thing up. That is spoilers, boys. All right, everybody. That was our spoiler-free review of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. So on 3, we're going to give you guys a thumbs up or a thumbs down on whether or not you should spend the 2 hours watching Raiders. And 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's a thumbs up, boys. That's a hard thumbs up. You got to see this movie. You got to see.
That's
It's a
3.
classic.
You got to
It's a
see
classic. Yeah.
all 3 of these original movies and then go watch The Mummy, so you could be like, oh, The Mummy's just a spiritual sequel to Indiana Jones.
I mean, it holds up.
It really does. Oh man. Oh, we'll
It
talk.
didn't even feel like 2 hours though. Holy shit! How did you really said that?
It was like 155, 145.
Yeah, it was
something.
155. We're gonna talk about that a little bit in spoilers. But what you guys can do is go ahead and click subscribe, because probably 90% of the people who watch us are not subscribed. So click that subscribe button, click that bell, unsubscribe to everybody else so that we're the only thing in your feed.
All you need.
And then you're going to click the button in the top right-hand corner so that you can watch our spoiler-full discussion of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
This spoilers.
Sparta.
I would argue some of the chase scenes were not as exhilarating as they could have been. So during some of those
Like-
chase scenes, I was like, do we need this, Spielberg? We could probably cut this.
Which one?
I think the one that got me, and the only reason why I wouldn't say that you should cut it is because you need it, because he's getting from the boat to Cairo, right? No. It's the desert one where they're driving and he like slides underneath the truck and he like whips onto it, and then
yeah.
he jumps and he like kicks the dude off or whatever. That one I was like, I don't know if we need this.
That scene was a little long.
Just a
I
tad.
think there's a couple scenes that are too long. I feel though. Like
Mhm.
I also feel like the plane scene's a little too long.
Mm-hmm.
Like like they were setting up the whole head chop thing the whole time, but it's just like
Oh, that
we could have
fight
got to
went
it a
on
lot sooner.
forever.
Like, it was too long.
Yeah.
Like I get the concept and I like what they did, and I mean I like the character like they kind of had, and I'm like, okay, it's supposed to be a little back and forth, back and
Random
forth.
German.
Random
like,
German
"Wait,
like kickboxer, yeah.
Well, he looks like that one famous prison fighter dude too. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, Bronson or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Uh-huh. But like I was like, oh, okay. And then there was like 2 times he was like, okay, this is where it ends, this is where it ends. And I'm like, oh, I guess not.
Yeah, that scene. You're right.
I mean,
that scene
dragged a
did
little.
drag.
My man literally fought 3 different people in that fight.
Yeah.
Like-
For what?
He
Yeah.
fought the pilot.
Yeah, he fought the pilot and then had to jump down to fight the dude with the wrench and then fought the big dude. And then Marion was like,
Also,
then
I'm gonna just
fuck
hit
off.
him.
though.
Bop.
But like her, she's also shooting down like
Yeah, whole
a car.
truckloads of
Like,
dudes.
you
Yeah.
know? Dude, there's a lot. And I don't feel like it pushed the story forward. It's kind of stopped the pacing.
It was just action.
Yeah, that's all it
Yeah.
was. It was just action for the sake of
just for
action.
action.
Because he
Well,
didn't even.
it's
The whole reason that they were fighting those people was to get that plane, and then the plane
Yeah.
blew up. So it's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
It's a getaway plan.
Yeah,
Like, and I get because they're trying to like, oh, they're trying to keep them in certain location and stuff like that. But like, yeah, that could have been done a little better. I mean, some of the adventure elements I did really like even like the chase scenes where you see like, I loved when the townspeople like helped him like several times throughout the movie. I thought that was hilarious.
yeah.
Like the main
I
one
started-
where he goes and then they open the thing up and they close like the opening or whatever.
And then they put the
And then they
fruit
fake
stands
fruit.
or whatever.
yeah,
yeah,
like it was so clever. I loved it.
yeah. It was super cool. What was I gonna say?
There's a couple of those, like when the Marion's getting chased and then she goes into that little basket. And
Yeah,
then you think she's good.
and then if
but
that
then the little monkey.
if that racist monkey wouldn't have said nothing, she'd have been all right.
Yeah.
yeah.
Stupid fucking Hitler
She
monkey.
gets caught a lot too.
But you know what? She at least tries. I think, based off of what I know of the character in the next movie, we're not going to be as fond of that female character, I think, compared to this
no.
female character. Yeah, because while I feel like Marion was in trouble a lot, I don't think was ever a damsel in distress,
No.
which is super.
She can handle her own.
Yeah, which is super progressive for 81 and even more
Yeah.
progressive for 1939 when
Well,
like
she was
which is
gaming
crazy.
the whole time. She was always trying to figure out a way to, and then she was smart too because there's like especially when you have like the ship scene or whatever.
Mhm.
She knew when to go along with things and when to try take the lead on things.
Yeah.
Like it just like because even like the drinking scene, it's just like she knew her capabilities, so she's like, oh, I got this. I'm gonna drink him on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna get. I thought she was gonna be free. She was
I-
like,
If it wasn't
What I
for the
also was wondering, I was
Nazis,
like,
she would have been.
Is this not gonna be alcoholic and he's gonna be like, you're lying to me?
yeah, that too. That's all crossed my mind.
I didn't even think that. I just thought this dude doesn't know what he's getting into. She's gonna
He didn't.
she's
know. He
gonna
really
wreck
didn't.
his shit.
He put in a dress and he's like, she's my woman.
Yeah,
I'm getting her.
I
She
got
said,
her.
nah, bro. I got the knife. I'm gone.
Oh wait, is he still
Yeah,
alive?
dude was being a creep peeping.
He really
That dude was
was.
kind of useless though. The whole movie, the German dude, the main German dude.
So speaking of useless, I'm gonna bring up some things really quick. So I don't know how much you guys know about facts about this movie, but there's a couple of them
No.
that are. There's one fact that I really like, and then there's a theory about this movie that I know James knows, and I want to discuss it. So the first fact. When he is in the city and the dude who's wearing black pulls out the sword and he's doing sword shit or whatever, and then he just pulls out his gun and he shoots him.
Mhm.
Originally, Steven Spielberg, he wanted like a full fight. Like he wanted Indy to really fight this dude tooth and nail, but Harrison Ford had the flu. And so he went to the set and he's like, why wouldn't he just shoot him? And so Steven Spielberg was like, sure, man, just shoot him, I
Yeah.
guess. And so he just pulls out his gun and shoots him. And like that super famous like character building moment for Indy was just because Harrison Ford had the shits. And he was
And
just like, I don't want to do
dang.
this.
boy, they said like trained for months, like the sword like choreography.
Yeah.
And then he just came in and he just gets one piece.
And it just didn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I'd be
'Cause
happy
that's a
about
classic.
or not. Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is.
I mean, such for the guy because like knowing like he could have gone down as like being memorable to being like a one-off.
I think he's still pretty memorable though.
Eh.
They're like, "Oh, you're the guy that got shot."
Yeah, you're the
Yeah,
dude
but I
who
can't
got
even
one
picture the
piece.
guy, his face, because you see him for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he's had a few lower level cons as the guy that got shot. Like, and he gets some money.
The other one is there's a theory that has been perpetuated by the Big Bang Theory that
I knew this was coming up.
if Indiana Jones was taken out of the movie would have happened exactly the same way, no matter what. Which I think
Yeah.
is horseshit.
It's funny though.
It is a funny thing to think about,
What?
but
Yeah.
the more you think about it, and if you actually watch the movie, you're like, no, it wouldn't have. They were looking in the wrong fucking spot. The
Yeah.
Nazis would have murdered this archaeologist and they would have left. Like,
You have to be under the assumption that they would have spread where they were looking,
Yeah.
but they would have spread in the right direction. But also too, I guess in the tomb part they were, because they weren't like, if they would have went in there and went like the right path, they would have found it too, because they come out on the other side.
but they never would have found it because they were using a staff that was too tall, right?
Yeah.
So the light would have never hit the building. They would have
Yeah.
never found the
They
building.
would have had it just spread out their digging site, is what would have happened.
I mean, like they were saying, they were like, we need to use bulldozers and just fucking
Yeah.
knock this whole fucking.
Well, they would
place
have killed
down.
old boy and just started blowing everything up.
Yeah, they would have just
Yeah.
been throwing sticks of dynamite and just been done with it or whatever.
And then you'd have just hoped that you didn't destroy it, is what would have happened.
But they would have never found it. Indy was absolutely integral to the plot, no matter what. Because
Because there's a lot of it being like, because they would have found the thing first, they would have found the stuff first, and they would have got there, and in the end, it ends like no matter what, because they would have still opened it. Like,
I forget. How does he know to the right height of the staff to use? Do you, is that-
what is he? I don't want to call him a witch doctor, but like the
translator or whatever.
Salah's like friend that he knew was able to read
Uh-huh.
the dial, and in the
Oh,
dial
yeah,
it
yeah,
talks
yeah.
about how the height is supposed to be, and so they
okay.
Salah and Indy hear that, and they look at each other and they're like, the staff isn't tall enough, and then they're like, oh yeah, let's fucking go.
Hey, let me eat this date.
Yeah,
if you think back to the beginning where he's talking about the staff, they're like, oh, it's about this high or whatever. Oh boy, also thought the same thing.
yeah.
So like they were going off the same knowledge. So like he never would have got the right distance. It was just like the inside person,
Yeah.
which is funny because the whole movie he's telling him like, you don't know the right people. You don't know the right people.
Mhm.
And then eventually he does.
But I hate that theory because it's like,
Yeah.
For
That's
one.
a dog shit
Surface-
theory.
yeah,
Surface level, it makes sense. Like
yeah, you just got to not think about it.
yeah.
Not even surface level to me.
Yeah.
The dude's name is in the movie.
yeah, he has to be there. It's
I
not
mean,
called.
this shit could.
It's not called Nazis in Raiders of the Lost Ark, right?
I mean, it could just be called Raiders of the Lost Ark.
yeah,
They're
but
still Raiders.
then we got to follow the Nazis the whole time.
Yeah, that movie's not as fun.
No way. I don't think so. Also, I hate like I get it, it's like 81, but like it sucks that the main sicko Nazi guy is just a bumbling fucking idiot. Like
Yeah.
he grabbed that medallion out of a fire with his bare
That's the
fucking
first thing I
hands.
thought.
He wasn't
Yeah.
thinking, dude.
He held it for a very long time.
and he
too.
went, ah! Like, what
It's
are
like
you doing?
imprinted.
Yeah.
And I thought they were going. Did I miss it? Did they do anything with that?
No!
No, right?
Yeah,
Like,
he
No.
just goes and he shows you that his hand is burnt, and that's the only thing
Yeah.
that comes of that.
I'm an idiot. Look.
Yeah, look how stupid I am.
Like, he just like disappears. Like he's supposed to be like the villain, but it's like he's not.
yeah,
I feel like the villain was more of the Belloc, but like.
Yeah.
even
but
then-
he even wasn't really the villain.
Yeah, exactly.
He
Yeah,
just wants the same shit. Like he wasn't trying to hurt nobody.
no, he wasn't. He just wanted it. He just wanted
Yeah,
the
I guess
thing.
it was. I guess it was the Nazis all along, were the bad guys along the way.
But they were the most generic bad guys. It's just the weirdest. It's the weirdest shit.
The second lieutenant dude sucks too. Like the second guy in command or whatever. Like the main guy over the army people, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
That keeps popping up. It's like he doesn't do anything either. Like he just like tries to like they keep trying to steal the girl.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is so weird though. Like what a weird thing. Everybody is able to reverse psychology these Nazis by being like, we want the girl. And then the Nazis are like, no, I want her. Fuck it. I
Yeah.
don't care. And it's like, what the hell are you guys doing? If she
And
had a
there's-
gun though, she'd have been murdering everybody. Bah, 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 bah.
yeah. But also too, like there are so many times where I'm just like, why are they not just shooting Indiana Jones and his people?
Yeah.
Like,
But it's an action movie in the
Yeah.
90s,
I
man.
mean,
or
how
in the
many
80s.
how many times did they really have a chance to shoot him?
Dude, that opening, he should have been dead by those people, man.
No
Those indigenous
way!
people
Those
shoulda killed
natives-
him.
Those natives didn't have the aim or the speed.
Balak didn't try to kill him in that situation, so I'm fine with that. But
It's a friendly rivalry. I don't think Bellend or whatever the fuck his name is wants him dead.
Yeah.
But he knew they were malnourished. They've been eating fucking seaweed or whatever their whole lives. They know
look,
that they
once-
don't got it. Indy's a fucking well-traveled man.
Once they drop him in the little pit and they pull out his people, like they should have shot those guys in the back of the head and they should have shot them in the tomb.
I mean,
That's true, though. That's
Real
true.
Nazis would have.
Yeah.
These fake Nazis don't have what it takes to be real men.
Yeah. Like, I understand that. Oh, let's he's gonna die in this thing or whatever, but it's like, why put it to chance? Like,
I mean, I don't know. I think I also would have been like, it took 7 dudes to open this. There's no way he's getting out of this.
but like when they had like him and like his buddy and the rest of the guy helpers like at gunpoint, just on their knees or whatever, why they just let them go?
What are
Like,
they gonna do?
But like,
Help
I'm
him
just-
out.
They're gonna dig. They're gonna dig some more. Like they're inconsequential to these Nazis, anyways. I wouldn't have wasted my bullets. I'd have been like, we gotta save these for the Americans, because otherwise they're gonna
No,
storm
yeah.
the beaches of Normandy on our asses, and then we're done.
They did it anyway.
Yeah. That's why the
You
Nazis
didn't have enough
lost.
bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I guess so.
And then that Cobra should have got Indy, man. I'm just saying.
That Cobra should have gotten Marion too, though. That Cobra went, heh. And then didn't do anything,
Yeah.
and then just stayed there.
That Cobra could only move up, and that's it.
Yeah.
It had no other movement.
Dude, how did they get that mouse to do that, though? Like when the mouse was...
That's a CGI mouse, dude.
Bro, there was no computers. There was no C to GI, dog. What do you mean?
It's
What are you talking
practical,
about?
dude.
You saw those digital effects they added on that fucking sarcophagus?
Yeah, oh boy, George Lucas was like, hey, Steven, maybe we should put some computer graphics on that. And Steven Spielberg was like, whatever, man. You wrote the movie.
Sure,
Fuck
man.
it up. Yeah.
This last movie came out a year later.
Yeah. But that mouse looks so cool. The way that they just killed it.
It was fake, dude. Come on.
It wasn't fake. That mouse died. They gave it rat poisoning and just filmed it for a second, and we're like, oh, this
It's probably
shit's
a
gonna be
little
hot.
robot or a little puppet.
You think it was like a puppet?
I could see it.
No, I think Joey's right. I think they figured out the dosage and how long it takes for them to die.
And they stopped its heart a little bit.
Yeah.
They put it into a ninja slumber, is what they did. They,
They had the antidote, so it was okay.
yeah, they hit cut, and someone ran over and
Yeah.
hit him with an EpiPen.
Yeah, quick, hit him stat. Like, we didn't get it. All right.
Oh fuck!
Damn, we can't get the PETA certification.
No,
there.
okay, yeah. Animals were definitely hurt in the filming of this movie.
This was cause PETA.
Yeah. But man, even the janky ass effects looked so good. When that beam was firing through those Nazis' chests, I was like, "Damn, this is rad."
Bro,
this is
I
so
was like,
cool.
This actually doesn't look bad. This looks cool. This is good.
Yeah, it's like
How do
Ghostbusters.
you know not to look?
That was also something that.
He's a fucking nerd.
Yeah,
dude.
it
Come
is
on.
because he's a filthy nerd. That is why. Because he's too busy reading a fucking book when everybody
Yeah.
else is doing all the hard work.
I'm like, what's going on over there?
No, he read it. It's like part of a they talk about it. Like when Salah and him are talking, he's like, Indy, we should be careful. Like it's marred by death. Everything that comes near it dies. And so there's something else that happens, and Indy's like, ah, shit, maybe we just shouldn't look at this thing. Maybe human beings aren't supposed to look at it. I'm going to read and try to figure out what happened. But it was like somebody read something and it just clicked it in his head, and he was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't.
So was this
I
like
mean-
where the Rick and Morty thing comes from, where they put the Blitz and Chips thing away in the big warehouse, where everything's
Yes.
just like in a big warehouse?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Anytime you see a big warehouse scene, it's because of this
Yeah.
movie for
That
sure.
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, like I've only seen this movie in like gifs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I same, dude. There's so many things I remember, but I was like, I've never sat down and watched this.
Because I could have swore I've seen this, and then I was like, I don't remember this at all. Maybe
But
I've
there's
never watched it.
I think though there's a lot of big scenes that are really good, and then a lot of just random shit that happens too. So like I could see myself watching this. Like I know I
Oh.
didn't, but I could have seen myself watching this and be like, oh, I don't remember that because it just kind of happening, and you only remember the big plot points.
Yeah.
Because I for sure remember the intro where he's like running towards the plane. He's like, "Start it up,
Yeah.
start it up."
I mean,
it's a classic.
all of the running towards the screen levels of Crash Bandicoot are from this movie.
I mean, Temple Run is built off of this.
Yeah, on the back of Indiana Jones. So 10 years ago, a user on Reddit, u/movie superfreak, asked, how did Indiana Jones know not looking at what came out of the Ark would keep him and Marion safe? And there was an update when he got the answer. Thanks, user Twitch92. A deleted scene was shot where Imam, the wise man translating the markings on the headpiece of the Staff of Ra, also translates another set of markings which gives a warning about not looking at the Ark. So we just never see it. I just made it up in my head. I guess there was headcanon that he read it in a fucking book or whatever.
It makes sense though. You know, you see some spooky shit, you don't want to look at it.
Yeah, if you got to take something to an old wise man to figure out how to open something, yeah, you probably shouldn't be looking at it.
If it's in a tomb surrounded by snakes, you know.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Probably
it's down
don't
there.
look at it.
Yeah.
My thing, how the hell did those snakes live? What were they eating down there? Each other?
Themselves.
Their babies?
Yeah, there's way too many snakes.
Yeah.
Like those are put in. Someone opened it up, and we're like, "All right, I'm gonna get back to this later. Let me throw some snakes in here. I'll be back."
Someone got a whole shipment of snakes. They're like, shit.
I can't believe Alfred Molina did him bogus in the beginning, though. That's why he got.
Bro, Alfred Molina, though. What a
Yeah.
dumbass. It's so funny.
And like he never would have got out of there, no matter what.
No. I mean, he may have gotten out of there if he would have helped Indy. Because Indy
But
would
then
have
we
been like,
got.
no. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. No, he probably would have been like, hey, guys, come on, I'm one of you guys.
Hey,
Chill.
yo.
Relax.
Yeah.
Somebody in the comments of this Reddit post was like, plenty of times in the Bible where looking at God or God's business results in badness for the spectator. It's kind of a rule of thumb for the Old Testament. So maybe he could have also just known it. He was like,
I mean, yeah, I also figured it was some Jesus shit too.
I could assume like them being like, you know what, like especially you're doing a ritual to open this thing, like
yeah, he put on some like Black Hebrew Israelite drip. And it was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking open this chest, dogs. Watch.
he stayed
I
on
got-
that boy.
Yeah, he did.
He was like, I got my opal here.
Yeah, hey, yo, beat this. I'm gonna open the fuck out of
What's
this.
crazy is though they could have killed Hitler sooner if old boy would have just opened it.
So that is one of the things that came up in I was researching that thing, Indy was inconsequential. And a lot of
Uh-huh.
people were like, well, if Indy wasn't there, he would have never told Belloc not to to open it sooner. And so Belloc would have let them take it to Hitler right away and Hitler would have just died. But like
Yeah.
Oh wait, I thought Belloc was the whole reason. He was like, "Hey man, you don't want to show your boss just a."
but it's only because
Nothing
Indy
box.
goaded him into doing that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I missed that part then.
I think it might have been I can't remember either. But yeah, he like told him like, come on man, don't you want to look in it though?
Dude, pussy.
Come on. You probably want to look at it.
He should have still blasted them. I would assume that thing would have stood the test of time. I would
Yeah.
have still just.
But
With the
then,
RPG.
but then he
Yeah.
would have killed a girl.
I said what I said.
Nah, he was
Oh.
looking down the thing. He was looking down the thing and he was like, damn, she fine. Look at that fine ass honey down there.
Hey,
It'd be a
that
shame if I
dress,
blew
though?
her up.
That dress, I want to know what material it's made of because that bitch stayed white.
Yeah, you ain't lying. That was the cleanest dress. She was going through the
Asbestos.
shits. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was so stupid though. It's like I understand like they want you to have someone to look at or whatever, but it was so like out of nowhere. Like you want to put on this dress,
Yeah.
That was random as hell.
and then she just wearing it in the second half of the movie.
Or the
then
fucking that silk dress too.
Yeah.
There's just no reason for it, just a silk dress.
Yeah.
Oh, I was cracking up when the Nazi came in and he was like, "You Americans always overdressing." And
Yeah,
then he like pulls out that thing. You're like, "Oh, this is about to be a torture device or some shit."
yeah, and there's a little hanger.
Dude, that was dope as shit. I was like, yo, I
That
need
said
travel hangers.
German
dude.
engineering, dude.
Yeah, you ain't
That
lying.
is dope though. It was. I definitely thought he was about to strangle someone.
Yeah. I was like, damn, is that a nunchuck? What
Dude,
is that?
I thought it was a nunchuck. I thought he was gonna do some fucking cool shit, and he was gonna be like, "Yeah, I trained in Japan for years," and nothing.
But
No.
like even the first scene where I think he's dumb, old boy, is when he's like, yeah, shoot them, both of them. It's like, bro, you don't even have the mission done. Why are you shooting your guys that are helping you in town? And-
Yeah.
And now you're fighting a two-front war. That's why they lost
My
goddamn World
thing-
War II.
My thing is though, you just heard this dude say "murder you," and you're still fighting Indy for some reason. I'd have
Yeah.
turned on him right then and there and squared up with him.
Oh,
Fuck
100%.
it.
I would shot him.
But like he was like, I'm still gotta fight this other white guy though. Fuck it, whatever,
Yeah.
man. Which is just crazy to me. That shit blew my mind. Like what? You're on fire
He
because
was loyal to the squad, dude.
And
to
I
a
love
fault.
how though everyone speaks the same language except for the native people in the beginning of the movie.
No.
Everyone just
Oh yeah, I guess all the dig people spoke German. Because the Germans were just speaking to them in German, expecting them to know that he's asking for water. He Wasser, Wasser, and it's like, bro, I'm from fucking Egypt. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Chill out.
They had a translator at all times.
They
Yeah,
had to
the
have.
translator's
I mean,
like,
I could see
water,
them having a translator. Sure. Yeah.
Also,
I guess you're in the desert. What else would you want?
I don't know. It must be
It's
screaming
implied.
for water.
It's 3 miles either way. Like,
Yeah. What? How did they not notice Indy though?
there's a lot of
Oh.
digging over there.
He
Like,
white though.
Yeah,
I
a
also
white
thought
dude.
that, too.
Like, sure, he's wearing the head garb and shit, but you can still tell that he's white. He
This
apparently
was almost like he just might as well put a ball cap on him.
and some sunglasses and but like he blended in with the Middle Eastern people that he was with, and he also
Yeah.
blended in with the Aryan motherfuckers that he was with. So
But
he's
I
just a
think-
master of disguise, apparently.
That's why you kill him though. Like he's like just getting in there, man.
Yeah.
He infiltrates all the systems. He got to go.
He hid from you on a fucking boat somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd he get from the boat to the submarine?
He swam.
He ain't got that kind of skill.
Well, he's Indiana
does, though.
fucking Jones, dog. He could swim 400 meters in a half a second. He,
He really went from that little tube to like I don't know where he's at. He has to be here somewhere. Oh, there he is climbing on
oh
the
shit!
sub.
Yeah, he's just doing some James Bond shit. Is what he's doing.
And the shit that kind of pissed me off was like he was like, there he is, and then it pans over and he's like just getting out of the water. I'm like, what did you see, huh?
My
Yeah.
man scanned so quickly and insta spotted him.
Like, why would that be your first? That you had to look there first. though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, where else are you gonna look though? You're just looking out, standing there with your putt in your hand with your boss. Like, I'd be looking at the submarine too, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Those German dudes were definitely like, "Hey, y'all are gonna be lucky if we don't blow your ship up, though." So like,
Yeah.
I would have been looking to see if that gun lowered.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
What else? We're at 48 minutes.
It's funny though, like we like this movie, but like the whole spoiler one has just been picking it apart.
Because there's only little things though. And
Yeah, it's still fun and it's enjoyable, and like it's good is great.
It's almost too much of a fun time where it's like,
Yeah.
what else can you really say?
Yeah. I mean, because all the good parts are good. It's almost like, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, so don't roast me. It's almost like Steven Spielberg is a fantastic director when he wants to be. The
Yeah.
dude can just make the fuck out of a movie whenever he feels like it. So whenever he makes a bad movie, it's because he's fucking sleeping behind the wheel or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I was gonna say, bro, imagine being John Williams and then making the indie fucking theme song a bop, an instant fucking
Dude's
bop.
filthy, dude. Dude is filthy.
And every iteration of it is a straight bop.
Yeah,
Whenever
it's
it
so
comes
good.
in, it's just like he has to be so rock hard every time he hears any of his instrumentals.
He's not of this planet, dude.
No, it's
Dude,
like
you know, and everyone looks at him, he just gives a little head nod.
yeah, and then they're like,
Yeah.
it's like him and Danny Elfman, like those two dudes. Whenever they're on a score, and Hans Zimmer, the three of
Hans
them,
goes hard too.
they're
yeah.
the holy trinity of composers.
Dude, it's crazy.
Sure,
Because
for sure.
everything they make is a bop. Doesn't matter if the movie is good or not. But you know, if John Williams is on the track, he's gonna straight fucking kill
Just
it.
show up.
Dude, he needs to just start opening John Williams on the track.
John Williams. In the
Playback
cut.
music.
Yeah. Indiana Jones. I wouldn't know
do
what
it all.
to do. Yeah. Fuck DJ Khaled. He need my ass like toast.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, John, no.
He talks about millions. I talk about trillions.
Trillions. How many franchises has he been a part of? 0. I got Star Wars and Indiana Jones, bitch.
Unstoppable.
You ever heard of Superman, motherfucker? Because I made that too.
That's all me.
How many?
Also, I didn't know George Lucas wrote this shit.
Yeah, he did the story for
I
it.
also didn't know that either.
Him and Spielberg are like buddies. Like
I didn't know that.
they're just bros. In the scene where Indy is switching out the idol, you can see C-3PO and R2-D2 on the wall. They're like a
I've heard
cave.
that before.
They're
I
a
didn't see it.
cave drawing or whatever on there.
Not my version, dude.
Oh, okay, yeah. Amazon Prime took that shit out. They're like, no.
They don't want to get fucking a copyright strike.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
shit.
dude, his like he's done like the theme for Jaws, Star Wars, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I mean,
Dude's
Jaws.
unstoppable, man.
Jaws' fucking main theme slaps.
That's iconic too, dude.
The main Star Wars theme and the Imperial March are both fucking heat. My man just doesn't stop. He's incredible.
So this was Spielberg's 6th movie.
Yeah, I
Pretty
forgot
good, you know?
what his first movie was.
It's called Duel.
Duel. It's probably
Duolingo?
trash. Yeah,
And then
it's
the
Duolingo.
Sugarland Express, and then Jaws.
Jaws is his third movie.
Yeah.
That's a banger.
Oh
And
my
then Close
god,
Encounters of the Third Kind.
that's a banger.
And then 1941.
Never heard of it. He fell off,
And then Raiders of the Lost Ark.
and then he came back with a banger.
I mean, he has some hits though. Like he also has some Ram stuff, but maybe those are for him.
Wait, you're talking about Spielberg?
Yeah,
Yeah, he kind of just makes whatever he wants. It seems like.
I think so. I think he does, and if like it's good, it's good. But he just like because a lot of his stuff is like character driven. So like I think he just likes a
Yeah.
character, and then sometimes the concepts fall flat.
I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
know right now. Ready Player One, good. What's Side Story? I didn't like it. The Fablesmans, I don't know what that movie's all about.
Apparently, that's really good. You are in the minority of people who like Ready Player One, though.
Oh,
I like Great Player One.
I liked it. Yeah.
Well, the book was fantastic. So everybody who read the
That's your
book,
problem. I don't read.
well,
I can't read.
yeah, I'm illiterate. That's why I'm glad they didn't have any subtitles for the German people because I wasn't gonna read them.
I
Yeah.
read all my books on audio.
Yeah, I listened to them. John Williams has composed 109 soundtrack albums.
Yeah.
Damn.
How does he find the time? I can
He
barely take 2 shits in a day. This is too long.
Dude, he just be in the lab, dude. Just
He really
cooking it
is.
up.
It's him, Offset, and the other dude in the lab looking at the screen.
No, he's a new ego.
Yeah. Oh no, he's the new third Migo. Rest in
Yeah.
peace.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, but John Williams is a good sub though. Come on.
Yeah.
Um,
This man, but like, dude, like he did like the color purple, like
John Williams did?
no.
Oh.
Spielberg.
Oh yeah. I was like, damn, John Williams making the soundtrack for The Color Purple though. I'm in.
Yeah.
Give me more.
And then Spielberg's, the best war movie of all time.
What?
Which
19?
one's
No,
that?
he didn't direct 1917. What are you talking about? Oh man, look at this dude's list. Saving Private Ryan, you're right. Second best war movie of all time. That's incredible.
They got a young Ben.
It does have a young Ben who goes crazy.
He gets God, bogus.
He just goes, "Oh man, it's too crazy out here." Blah.
Hey, you can just let it to my mom.
It's all about
You're doing
family.
them you guys are doing them bogus.
Look, dude, he gets dumb bogus in that movie.
He's also the weakest part of that movie.
Yeah, yes.
Which-
He's not
Like,
the greatest actor.
no, definitely not the greatest dramatic one either. You're crazy for not liking West Side Story for one.
Yeah, I know.
I just think it doesn't do enough to set it. Like, it's great because it did the same thing. That's
Right.
my only issue with it. Like, it's still great.
I have issue with the lens flares in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll still never forgive him for that under the bleachers scene.
Dude, it's crazy.
Where he cut the heads off of both the main actors because he was like, "This lens flare's gonna hit."
Dude, I thought we were about to get beamed up Scotty, dude.
West Side Story in space.
That's the twist I needed.
Yeah. Oh shit, this is really setting itself apart. I love this. How many fucking Academy Awards has this dude won though? Nominations. He's won 35 Academy Awards.
Talk about just owning a fucking
Yeah.
category.
He's just perfect at his craft. He said, fuck it. I'm gonna run this bitch.
That's why a lot of the other ones where you see they've been nominated 15 times and have never won.
Yeah.
Like,
It's because this dude's running the fucking gambit.
yeah.
Bro, The Color Purple got nominated 11 times and he didn't win a single one of those boys.
Wow.
Trash.
Hate it.
Shit, he won five Academy Awards for this movie alone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did this shit win anything?
Yeah, it was nominated 9 times.
That's crazy.
I mean, but if you think about it, all the people who were voting, these are the type of movies that they would watch when they were kids. So he made this and they were like,
hit him with the nostalgia.
dude, those rose-tinted glasses were probably hot.
For sure, for sure.
Rejection of Nazism. Yeah, no shit.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? It's so weird. Nah, he really loved him. He played him up. He was the yay of his time. Kanye West probably watches this movie and he's like, man, the good guys lost.
Set him up to knock him down.
He looks at it like Neil Patrick Harris looks at a Karate Kid. Like, damn.
Man,
Fucking
dude,
Indiana
Cobra
Jones,
Kai, though.
the villain. Shit, we'll talk about that when that airs.
Dude, that's gonna be a banger.
Oh, what? I'm trying to see what this shit won, but I can't find it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see it too.
Which one are you looking at?
Raiders.
Look at the wiki.
So it won Best Art Direction, Best Film Editing, Best Sound Editing, and Best Visual Effects.
Damn.
And then it won further 4 nominations: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Cinematography, and Best Original Score.
It won. So it got nominated for Golden Globe, didn't win. It got nominated for 7 BAFTAs, only won 1, and then it's 9 for 5 on the Oscars.
9 is crazy.
9 nominations is crazy. I mean, shit. Schindler's List has 12. I think that's his most, right? Tied with Lincoln.
People love Schindler's List, though.
They do, honestly.
They love that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, where is that shit at?
But
Yeah, 12,
it's crazy.
7.
The Color Purple had 11 and then no wins.
That is
like you don't.
That's some
it won
Oscar
one
so
Golden
white
Globe.
shit. Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Out of 5 nominations in the Golden Globes too, that's nuts.
Yeah. Dude, E.T. killed at the BAFTAs. Dude, he got. Only won 1, but 12 nods. That's kind of crazy.
I'd almost be mad. I'd be like, why even nominate me if I'm not gonna
Yeah.
fucking win?
Yeah.
All right, so when are we gonna watch?
Damn,
the
so
other
wait.
3? Go ahead.
So this
Here.
is there's legit gonna come out 2023, the new one.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
that's why I was like, we should watch this. It's gonna come out in like April. Like it's coming out real soon.
It says
I-
it says June 30th
June.
right now.
Okay,
I didn't know if we were just gonna bang them all out and just knock them out, do a little
I say we spread it out.
every other one.
Yeah, we need a feel good movie once a month. I feel like we do a
To
lot of
keep our
not
hopes
feel
up.
good movies. Yeah,
We do a lot of dramas though, dude, and
Yeah.
because they're like tend to be the best movies, but like there's some downers.
shit. Not when you got Indiana
just-
Jones sitting there waiting,
Yeah.
and we're just not.
They're just
showing
so
it no
heavy.
love. They're so heavy,
Yeah.
but not these. I'm excited to see what you guys think about Crystal Skull whenever we get to that.
I think I've seen that, maybe.
People hate that movie.
I
Like,
mean,
it is
if
so
we would have
maligned.
watched it right away, I probably would have been okay with it. But now, if we're gonna watch them all in order, I'm gonna like build the fandom, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, this doesn't hit.
I don't know, but like Jack and I were talking about it, and like people complain about like specifically the refrigerator
The
scene,
nuke scene, yeah.
but it's like Indiana Jones does crazy fucking shit all the time. We saw
Correct.
him go underneath a moving truck, probably going 60 miles an hour, and use
I
a
think it was
bull-
going fast.
and use a bullwhip to strap onto something, most likely
I
a
don't know how
moving part.
I don't know how he had the room to like, you know.
And
I mean,
people,
dude,
and people want to complain about a fucking refrigerator scene. He just defied the laws of physics, dog.
I mean, one of the first scenes we see him in is like he literally like so not one of the first scenes, but like when he's trying to run back, he doesn't have the whip. He jumps like 13 feet.
Yeah, he does like an Olympic distance running long jump. And nobody questions it. Oh, he's Indiana Jones. But
That's
God
because it's the
forbid.
first one, man. Come on.
And he's doing crazy shit. He's doing superhuman levels of shit. And he's some fucking neckbeard pencil pusher who works as a fucking part-time professor at a university.
The fact that he gets
That's
shot
true.
in the 20s or 40s whenever it takes place and doesn't die from all kind of diseases. It's like
But no, let's bitch about a refrigerator
Yeah.
scene.
he doesn't even get taken care of.
No, he doesn't. He ends up fucking instead. He goes, she could clean my
Kiss me
wounds,
here.
or she could kiss my eyeball.
But like a whole 7 hours passed. That thing would have been so infected.
Infected
They're
to
in the
shit.
desert.
Yeah, there was
Hey man,
nothing
dude
he
was
could do about
smooth with it though, dude. He was like, yeah, it doesn't hurt here. It doesn't hurt here. It doesn't hurt on my dick.
Yeah.
He said, "Kiss this, Marion." All right, what we got? Nothing left. We got so many more Indiana Jones movies to
Yeah.
gush about, though. You know. Oh,
I honestly haven't seen that many Harrison Ford movies now that I think about it. I think I've only seen The Fugitive and then
Star Wars.
the one yeah.
Air Force One is good though.
Yeah.
Like that's something we should watch down the road for sure.
I said I was gonna come to it. Harrison Ford is a fucking stud in this movie, and he's the
Most
perfect.
definitely.
He's the perfect kind of stud because he's not overtly ripped. He's not like The Rock, where it's like The Rock's trying a little too hard. This dude is so effortlessly fucking smooth in this movie. It's like, how does he not slang and bang the whole movie? If this was a 007 movie, it would have been covered in jism. But this dude is so smooth and so respectful. He's like, nah, I'm not even gonna fuck until I'm done finding this arc. Do you understand me?
I mean, that girl literally wrote on her eyes, "Love you."
Yeah.
I was cracking up, dude.
Yeah.
So
It
good.
was so random. Yeah.
But it's just like, damn, this is what it was like, huh? To be an action star in the 80s. You just had to be relatively fit and relatively good looking, and you were a massive
It's like-
stud.
But this is why I
It's
get
like
the
if you're
sex
a
appeal of
pitcher.
him.
Yeah.
It-
What? What'd you say?
It's like in baseball, you don't really have to be that fit, you know.
No, yeah. Shit, to be a first baseman, you're fine. You just got to be able to reach. You just got to have
A
that
little
reach.
flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, to be a
It's
pinch hitter, all you
Indiana
got to do is be
Jones.
thick. But
But like,
yeah.
I could watch a whole series about him just being a professor, like maybe teach some kids in the inner city calculus or something.
Yeah, that would be fire. It'd be so fire. But he wouldn't even have to question it. He wouldn't even be like, "How do I teach these kids?" He'd be like, "I'm gonna
Yeah.
teach these kids."
Yeah.
He'd open up this book. It's right here. Right here. It's right here's all the answers.
Animal
book.
Animal fuck their moms. Watch.
Yeah,
I mean-
100%, 100%.
After I helped him pass the AP calculus test, I'm banging moms.
Only then.
Yeah.
Only then, yeah, only then.
Too good. All right, boys.
Then I'll deserve it.
Yeah, then the mom will deserve it when they
Yeah.
have a kid that's smart enough. All right. Any parting words before we move forward?
Not many cracks that whip, dude. Almost a little too good.
Dude, he cracked that whip so hard it did a fucking black screen and then fast forwarded in time a little bit.
It's a great start to the journey.
Crack. Oh yeah, you ain't lying. If the newest movie is bad though, I'm gonna be sad as shit. I'm gonna be like, Disney ruins everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, James, what is your favorite part of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark?
I mean, I still think like the first scene where he's getting the first like idol thing is still great. Like it's such like it's this movie. Like it's everything that you like about like this movie. I feel like in one complex scene, like one short scene, was the word not it's shortened.
That's it. You got the word.
Yeah,
You said
man.
the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting the
Alright.
point across.
Anyways, like if that was like a short film, like,
Yeah.
it could be fantastic. Like that's how good that opening scene is.
It's the elevator pitch. I would not be
Yeah.
surprised if he storyboarded it and was like, "That's it. That's the movie, dog. Is
Yeah.
this for 2 hours?"
I mean, it tells the whole story, and like it's just great.
Oh, and we get into it in the middle of it. Like, we don't need to be hand-holded or nothing. We know he's a fucking adventurer. Alfred Molina's a cocksucker piece of shit. Like, they're in an indigenous land that he's not native to. Like, we got
Definitely not.
everything.
Yeah,
Eric?
cool traps.
Oh, the coolest traps.
Favorite scene. Shit, I honestly don't really have one. It's just him. Indiana Jones is my favorite part. Him as a whole, you know. He's a bit of a snack too, you know. Shit.
Bit of a snack. That's
He
an
a whole
understatement.
snack, dude.
Dude.
He's like back in the day. You got $5. You walk into the store. You get yourself 2 brownies, 2 bags of chips, 2 juices, a candy bar.
a Wonka bar. That shit better have a golden ticket in that bitch,
Yeah.
because I'm grabbing it. I don't know what my favorite part is either. You know what? It has to be Indy being a fucking nerd. Just being a fucking athlete nerd. When he's in his element and he's having a good ass time, or when he's getting ready for the trip and he's throwing his clothes into the thing all fucking casually and shit, and his coworker is bitching because he doesn't get to go on the adventure, and he's like, well, I have a gun, loser. Like, he's just so cool. He's just the coolest fucking guy. Okay, I just want to make sure nobody didn't say anything. James, what is your least favorite part of Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Just some of the scenes being too long and drawn out, like the ones we talked about in the spoiler. Did you talk about in the spoiler?
Oh, we talked about it in yeah, we talked about it in spoilers.
Okay, but yeah, there's a couple scenes where it's like, we could cut them down a little bit because this movie could have been 1:35. Like, I think.
You think an hour 35? I was thinking hour 45.
I could understand that. I'd be fine with that. But like, it could have 5-10 minutes. I could have cut.
Yeah. Eric?
I think now that you mention it, James, I think I would have liked more of those puzzle booby traps throughout the whole movie.
That's true.
I don't think there was enough.
No. Not the way they start off. Like, the beginning of the movie is fantastic. Yeah. Like, the whole movie.
But I feel like they trade out the physical puzzles for mental puzzles later on. Like, he has to listen to the shaman talk, and he goes, the pole's not tall enough, you know?
Yeah. There's not an eye pop. Like, you know?
Yeah.
If it's being an adventure movie, like, make my eyes fall in love with this.
Which is, I think, what The Mummy did really well. The Mummy was like, oh, there's going to be a ton of physical shit all over the place, and you're going to love it. What's my least favorite part? I don't know, man. I think, some of the scenes are a little too long, but, it is this dude's third movie ever or whatever, fourth movie.
Yeah.
So we can cut him some slack. We won't. Fuck him. He's so rich. He doesn't get any slack. Yeah. He better buy that slack if he wants it. Just a little bit too long. Other than that, though, this movie's like almost perfect. This movie's so close to being perfect. Oh.
It's so perfect, you know? Yeah. So it does, it does what it's supposed to. Like, it does kind of want it to be, and it sold it.
Yeah, he went out there and made the damn thing. Cinema Score questions. Would we rent it? No.
Nah.
Would you buy this movie physically?
I need them all.
I need them all.
Is it part of our collection? Yeah.
We're gonna have to wait until the 5th movie comes out to even fucking think about buying it. Would you buy this movie digitally?
No.
Nah.
Only under very specific circumstances. If it's like, I need to watch this movie right now, sure, I'll buy it digitally. But
if you can get like a good version of it, like some digital enhancements, maybe like digital only.
No, fuck no. I want the grain. I love the grain. I think the film grain, especially like in the desert or in the jungle, when the grain is real heavy, like the first time we see Indy's face where he fucking like turns around and whips the old boy and then he like comes out of the shadow, the grain is so thick you could feel it, and dude, I want a nut. It's so cool. Yeah, it better be 4K or better, bitch.
Yeah.
No, I saw that film grain and I was like, God damn. Oh, you know what my least favorite part is? The ADR recording, so all the audio, when they're not filming it in the scene, sounds like shit. It is so bad in these old movies because you can just tell that they're not actually there recording the audio. But that's the nitpickiest of nitpickies. Would we buy this in the $5 bin at Best Buy, Walmart, FYE, or Vudu?
Definitely.
If it's there?
Only if it's Blu-ray, though. I ain't buying no DVD.
I'm gonna give this DVD to somebody that watched this movie and be like, "Wow, this is still great quality."
Wow.
Quality. I saw this thing on like VHS.
720p's never looked this good. Would you put this on in the background while people are over?
Easy.
Yeah, why not?
Only if everybody's already seen the movie. If this is somebody's first time seeing this movie, it ain't a background movie. I want you better pay the fuck attention, motherfucker. Because we're about to see some faces melt off some Nazis. And I can't have that ruined by your phone. But yeah, background if everybody's seen it. This is a good one. Just for the score alone, bro. You're shooting.
Dude, that score.
Dude, you're shooting a beer pong and bam, 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 and it's flying in slow
Then you can't miss a
motion.
shot, dude.
No,
You
yeah.
can't.
If you miss it, you might as well be the Nazis melting over there.
Yeah.
Would you watch this again? Absolutely.
Yeah, why not?
I can't.
I don't think I need to.
I can't wait to watch this again with somebody who's never seen it. Like when Mikey's old enough to watch some people get their heads blown off. Because
Man, he can watch
he
this.
could
dude.
watch it.
This is such a nice film to just jump into, though. If someone's watching it, I'd be down to
Bro,
like, oh yeah.
if this shit was on TBS on a Saturday, bro, I'm clicking into it. Let me see some
This
Raiders.
does seem like a TBS type
Yeah.
of movie.
A TNT, bro, on
Yeah.
Sunday. Oh, my, it's gonna be.
TNT classic.
It's gonna be 8.5 hours long, and I'm gonna eat every minute of it up. I'm gonna switch between this and something else while they're on alternating
Yeah.
commercials.
It's gonna be Indie Marathon 2.
Oh my god, all 4 of them all weekend. Indie Marathon Weekend. Oh.
You just
All
line
week,
up on
dude.
2 different channels
Yeah.
where you never seen a commercial. It just goes.
You just keep that shit on repeat, and you hit like back,
Yeah.
and it goes back to the other channel.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it? Yes,
Yes.
we did.
Yeah.
All right, ratings. Let me open up the rating sheet. Who's got a good one? Who's got a good
I got a
one?
good one.
Do you do have a good one?
I don't.
Oh, yee. James, you got a good one?
I'll give it 8.5 feet of long, strong staff.
What?
Oh, the longer staff. This staff is long enough. You got one, Eric?
I'm just reading over my movie descriptions, trying to be consistent, you know.
Oh, you're trying to be a fucking nerd about it. All right. Well, I'm gonna jump.
I gotta
in
be a
front of
nerd like
line.
Indy, dude. Come on.
Yeah, I guess so.
If there was ever a time.
I'm gonna give this movie. Okay, here. Let me see what I gave The Mummy though, because I think that's gonna. Okay, so I give The Mummy a 9.
Okay.
Now, is this movie better than?
What
The
did I
Mummy to
give
me?
The Mummy?
You gave The Mummy a 7.5, which is wild. You both gave The Mummy a 7, which is crazy as fuck to me. But we're
Holy
gonna
shit.
ignore that because we talked about it 29 episodes ago. Y'all are fucking crazy though. But
In my defense, I wasn't on for the episode and I went based off memory.
yeah, that's true. You wild as fuck for that. You got to rewatch.
I didn't
the
need
movie.
to rewatch it though. Yeah.
So if I give The Mummy a 9, The Mummy has such a nostalgic thing for me. I'm going to give this 8.75. I like my job too much to fuck these young broads out of 10.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm gonna give this 9 out of 10. Alfred Molina, you fucking scumbag.
He really was, though.
Right on.
I love that he
Honestly.
got really early billing, too. He was like 3rd in the billing. It said Alfred
Yeah,
Molina,
I was like,
and he
I was like,
just
oh shit.
died. He's just
I
dead.
thought he's gonna be because I never seen this. I was like, oh, he's gonna be an important part of this movie. He's gonna be his tag along buddy in this movie.
Hell no.
And was he?
Nope.
He must have been big then, too, because there's no reason.
I know him as Doc
I
Ock.
mean, yeah, so do I. I didn't think he was even in this movie. All right, everybody. I don't know
He taught those kids, right? That was him.
what he taught those kids. No, it's definitely not.
No, it's not him.
My man, this was his first movie,
Oh wow.
and he got billed 3rd. That is,
They just did it alphabetically.
yeah, they had
Alphabetical,
to.
yeah.
That is crazy, dog. And before this, he was in 6 episodes of a TV show.
Wow.
That is wild as hell. I could not even imagine.
And now he's Doc Ock.
And now,
He's an English actor. I didn't know that.
yeah, he is.
Wow.
He doesn't look a day over whenever he filmed this movie. 27 or whatever. We don't know what's coming out, so we don't know what we're watching next. The way that movies have been coming out, though, it'll probably be something else at home. Hopefully, The Whale comes out.
Oh wait,
at
no.
home.
This week it's this you or this you. This week it's
You
you
People?
people.
That's on
Oh,
Netflix,
right,
isn't it?
right. It is
Netflix.
You people.
It's a
You're
Netflix
right.
That is at home.
That is at home. So,
yeah.
you can pre-watch the next movie we're going to talk about by watching You People, starring Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
It is Eddie Murphy. All right, hell yeah, I'm on it.
Yep.
But for now, those were our spoiler-full thoughts on Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. If you want to watch some more movie reviews, click into the playlist that you're going to see pop up when we leave. That will show you all of the movies for 2023, which now that I think about it, this is the first one. So go find the 2022 playlist. We had some fucking bangers last year.
No, it's the second one because technically, I mean, I guess if you're looking on YouTube, didn't we release the other one January 4th or something?
No, but it's not based on date. It's based on the year that we review them. So I have a playlist called Sooner or Later 2022. And then I have another playlist called Sooner 2022, where it's all the releases that we saw that released in 2022. But if you want to watch all of the episodes from last year, you got to look for Sooner or Later 2022. And you're going to have some bangers. Yeah, okay. I fucked up this list, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, go in, watch more reviews. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.